Welcome to the second pass workshop of the semester. It is September 30th. My name is Joy Madison. I'm the University Librarian, Academic Support Center Director here. And with me today, we've got some wonderful academic support and learning specialists and Dr. Davis from Accommodations. I'll give a quick line of introduction. Dr. Larson, you're up.
Oh, hi, I'm Dr. Larson. Hi,
What do you do, Dr. Larson?
I like chemistry. I'm a science learning specialist.
Hooray. Dr. Davis, please introduce yourself.
They know who I am.
Yes.
I'm Dr. Davis. I'm the Director of Academic Accommodations, the Belong Scholarship Director, the Title IX Coordinator, and all around great lady.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. Roach.
Hi, I'm the literacy and learning specialist. So I'm here to help you with your reading and writing,
Yes.
academic reading and writing.
Yeah. Big caveat there. Yeah.
And I am Marianne Flatto. I am the math learning specialist here, so love to see you for math and stats.
Thank you. And I also would like to introduce our student body president and student senate president. Sophia, would you like to introduce yourself quickly? And I've also asked her to come and talk a little bit about some of her test taking strategies as well and some things that she's done here. So come on.
Hey, hi, everybody. My name is Sophia Tomkavicius. As Joyce said, I am the student body president, but I am also your tutor. I tutor a lot of different science subjects, including physics, chemistry, organic chemistry, general biology, microbiology, physiology, and a lot of other stuff. And
Woo!
so if you just need anything science-wise and you're available, you can ask me questions. I'll be there. I don't know if there's anything in particular you
No, just one of the things we're talking about today is about how we take good notes and how we take good tests. And I have seen your spreadsheets and I have seen how you organize your materials and how important that is to academic success in college. And so that's why her name first came up. So anything you want to share about how at the beginning of the semester, how do you organize your materials? How, when you get your class lists and things, tell us a little bit what your plan is. What do you do?
Sure. So I have two notebooks that are mine. If you guys just want to pass them around and look at how I take notes, one for each side. Maybe that'll visualize. Let's do it, whatever. So usually it can be really stressful, right, when you're starting classes and you don't really know exactly how to time manage or what classes to take when. I recommend having a calendar, whether that be a physical one or an electronic one. I use Google Calendar and I color coordinate my classes. If you look through my notes, you'll notice that they are also color coordinated by class. I try to match them. So for example, this semester I'm taking endocrinology. Endocrinology is pink. It's pink in my calendar. It's pink in my task manager. It's pink in my notes. So whenever I'm looking at it, I see the color when I see the subject and it makes it a lot easier for organizational purposes. And also when taking notes, it makes it more fun for me because just taking notes in color is much more exciting than taking them without color.
It's true.
Yeah, and whether that be on an iPad or like on a computer and you're typing notes, just doing color coordinated things will really help with your memory too, because you'll actually remember that color and associate it with that subject, and it'll make it easier for forced recall or application questions, because when you're memorizing things, you'll associate them with something that makes you remember it better. Another thing that I would take into account is how much time it takes to actually study. It's not going to be something that you can sit down and do in like an hour. I'm pretty sure for each credit that you have, it's about 3 hours of work that you should be doing outside of the class, regardless of if it would be a laboratorial class or a lecture-based class. So that's a lot of time. If you have like 12 credits multiplied by 3, that's a lot of hours to be working on something. Usually what I do is I plan into my calendar what is studying time. So for example, today I had a meeting at 9:30. This is insane, but I got here at 7:30 because I have classes from 1:30 till 9:30 p.m. today. I have no other time to study. So for the 7:30 till 9:30, 9:20ish, when I had my meeting, I was studying. Obviously, that time frame doesn't work for everybody, but just having that allotted time in advance, knowing that this is the time I'm going to sit down and do my work is really important. Otherwise, on Thursdays, I don't have any class. I have work at 2:30, so I wake up and I go to a coffee shop and I sit there literally from like 9 a.m. till 1:30 until I get ready for work. And yeah, it's good to have breaks too, but just knowing that this is the time that I'm going to sit and I'm allotting for whatever it is that I want to do is important, but also sticking with that time, because it's really easy to say, okay, I blocked this time off, I'm going to do this work. And then you sit down and you go on your phone and you scroll on TikTok or Instagram and then an hour goes by and you're like, I didn't really do anything, because that happens to me as well.
Right.
So just committing to the time that you know you need to put towards a given subject is also important. I don't know.
Yeah,
Is there
that's
anything
great.
else that you want me to-
Well, and what do you do for tests? So like when you know a big exam is coming up, what are some of your proven methods?
So, a big thing is going to office hours with a professor,
Mhm.
checking in on past assignments or things you did wrong. If you had a past previous exam and it's, hard to get 100%. So even if I did get like a high 90 or an 80 or I did well, I would still go in and see what it is that I did wrong for the upcoming exam to know that I don't carry off those same mistakes and apply them for future things. So meeting with professors, number one. Obviously, professors are really busy people and they don't always have time. So then I would suggest meeting with other peers that have that class and rechecking your notes with them or with peer tutors or other people that have taken that course before and just asking your questions to them directly. I take notes and then I retake notes. So usually I take notes according to, depends on the professor, they may or may not post slides. I take those notes, then I take notes in class. And if there's a textbook or not, I will read it, skim it, and then take additional notes depending on if I need anything. It sounds like a lot, but that way you're going through the material 3 times. If there's any sort of vocabulary term that I just can't remember, I'll make a flashcard. You can make flashcards on Quizlet for free. You can make flashcards in person via index cards. Just terms that I know I get stuck on, I'll make flashcards for. Additionally, not for every single class, but for some, like if you're taking a microbiology or physiology, like a harder science course, using the whiteboards can be really helpful. Sometimes
Yeah.
your professor will draw something on the board and you write it in your notes and you forget about it, but can you draw that on your own?
Mm.
Because if they're putting it on the board, it probably means that it's important to some extent and it will probably be some sort of test question in some kind of form. So if, you're in physio and Dr. Sarafi draws some kind of structure, are you able to not only translate that into your notes, but draw it from memory on your own? Can you talk about it? When you see that figure, can you list what's going on? It might sound weird to talk to yourself, but speaking it out loud can also help you remember. So just think about what kind of learner you are. Are you an auditory learner? That's the way to practice. I learn by teaching, and this is gonna sound really dumb, but it works for me. I have a teddy bear and I sit it down. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. And I take my notes and I lecture to it. I teach my bear. I used to do it to my parents, but they got really bored. So I really just sit this bear down and I take my notes and I talk through as if I was teaching the bear what the subject is, whatever it may be. Because if I can teach someone else or talk through that material, then I know that I know it personally. For some people, it's enough for them to just go through and write the notes and then they remember. For me, that's what works. Others might need flashcards, but
Thank you so much. And I think the thing about, if you, let's say you had a first exam, it didn't go well. You mentioned even if you got a good grade, like,
yeah.
like it's important to still talk to your professor during office hours. And if you don't know where it's in the syllabi, promise. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
So I think what you said about, it's one thing to plan it and it's another thing to do it. So do you have any strategies when you just don't feel like doing it? You must have those days.
I do a lot. I've had them yesterday. But usually I like to schedule, I'm like a very organizing person. So I schedule in breaks within my study sessions. I know that I need about 10 minutes after an hour or two to just sit there and take my break. So I'll plan to eat or I'll plan to have a phone call or I'll plan to do something else within the time frame that I've allotted to study to get my mind out of it, whether that be walking my dog or playing with my cat or calling my best friend and seeing what she's up to. Maybe even making plans for yourself to look forward to.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just feels like all you're doing is schoolwork and work and sleep. And you're just like, I feel like I'm such a bum. All I do is school. And so for me, what helps is actually making plans and saying like, you know what, it's fine because on Thursday I'm seeing my best friend and I have that time free. I have something to look forward to. So I'll work to make it almost like a payoff for myself. That usually helps. But otherwise, what really motivates me is that I feel like I have the potential to do really great things and I know I can do well in classes. So it's almost like, why waste what I can be just because I'm lazy this one day out of the 30, So that really motivates me as well because I kind of like, I feel so sad for me if I did bad, knowing that I could have done so much better. Part of it is also knowing that you can do it and following through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sophia, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Thanks.
Your notebooks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't forget your notebooks.
To see how I take my notes. I don't know.
Thanks again. All right. Dr. Larson is here to talk today about note-taking and test-taking strategies. Take it away.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it, as do all of us, coming to join you all. I'm gonna talk a little bit about test taking, note taking, and some things that maybe might benefit you if there are other ideas. So we're all here. Oh,
There we go.
okay. So I got it.
Oh, you got it. You got it. It's working. Oh, good. Okay, I will not do that. Okay, go ahead.
Wait. Oh.
Is it working now? I messed it up. Sorry. There we go.
All
There we
right,
go.
cool,
Perfect.
cool.
Okay.
So we come to college with our goals in mind, right? You guys are here probably because, hey, anyone want to go to med school? Some of us, anyone want to get a PhD? No? Yeah. What are some things that you guys want to do? What are your goals of college? Anybody, don't be afraid. Don't.
One like career wise, I want to be an educator, either teacher or professor. And that's kind of like one of my goals is to learn more about like how to specifically teach, and also just like learn how, to project my voice a lot more. So that's like something like courses wise, I like want to, that's a goal.
That's awesome. And see, like, these goals that we're thinking about, these are like long-term goals, and that's fine. Put your head in that long-term goal. But we also have short-term goals, like trying to figure out our major. What works for us? What are we interested in? We also want to know our campus resources, like where your professors are, where the library is, any good study spots. There's a lot of hidden gems around all of these buildings. You should always know where your professor's office is too. Except being uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is don't be afraid to try to learn in front of other people. I always ask my students questions in class because I feel that we have that type of rapport where we're going back and forth, where I know where you guys are, you take ownership. Never be afraid. Don't be afraid. This is your place. This is your class. You are all here. So don't feel uncomfortable, but welcome it. Go to class. That's really, really important. Talk to your professors and other things around campus. I'm sure our long-term goals, being an educator, looking at what is going on 5, 10 years from now, those are super cool. But you also want to get little goals along the way so that you're feeling success as you move forward. If you're going to class, try to be on time, please. I know that sometimes that doesn't happen, and that's totally fine. Get here in one piece, first of all. But try to go to class. Take out your notes right away and just scan these things to remind yourself where you guys left off on the last day. Also, I find that being able to have a place in the class where you can see everything, that really, really helps.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you have any chatty peers, you can tell them to be quiet. They shouldn't be mad at you if you tell them to be quiet, or just go ahead and move somewhere else. But yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Yeah.
I want to say something about that. I have been surprised. Students are often surprised. The ability of where you sit in a class can really, really impact whether or not you actually pick up the material or not. So I get no one likes to sit in the front row. No one wants to be that student. But honestly, if you know you're easily distracted, right? And yeah, right, me, like it might just make more sense. So
Yeah.
I don't underestimate the fact that I have students who are like, I probably could have gotten an A in this class had I sat in the front.
Yeah, I got some front rows in here.
Uh-huh. Just don't, yeah, don't underestimate where you sit as conducive for learning. That's all I want to say. Yeah.
It's,
Casey,
oh, yes,
can I tack on to that?
please do.
Yeah, so when you think about college students are creatures of habit. On the first day, you find your spot, you sit down, and you don't move for the rest of the semester. How many of you say that? Yep, that's true. You find your
Oh, yeah.
spot, it's yours,
For sure.
yep.
Yep.
But then, 2 or 3 weeks in, you realize the people next to you are chatty Cathy's, or the person behind you smells really bad, or something. Get up and move. I know you like that spot and you picked that spot on day one, but guess what? It's your education. And so if you are going to concentrate better by being away from the stinky person behind you or the chatty people next to you, do it. I guarantee you will thank yourself because nobody wants to sit 15 weeks behind this smelly person, right?
All right.
So sometimes we might not be interested in the classes that we're taking. I teach chemistry. Guys might like it. I know. We like organic chemistry and biochem. Yes. Well, we have to try to enjoy it. I know that that sounds weird, trying to put yourself, your mental self, in a place where you're enjoying the content. Actively listen, be engaged, and just try it. Just really hone in on that stuff. Also, like, if you get to class early, I don't know, that might make you feel a little bit better. I don't know about you guys, but I always liked being in class early, and I was always the person that sat right here, always. I would always scan my notes before class, just again, so that I know where the professor left off. So during lecture, well, we kind of want to listen, right? Sometimes. So a lot of people listen, but a lot of people are also on their phone. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. We noticed that. Don't be on your phone unless you're looking something up. Please, for the professor, I don't know. I'm always like, hey, what is this? And so people have to look things up from you, which is totally fine. If you have lecture slides that are available from your professor, you can print them, although I know that that's probably kind of costly. I do see a lot of people have tablets and they pull up the notes and kind of notate on there. Do you guys use notebooks or do you like to use your tablet? Tablet. Yeah. And what we want, yes.
Can I also say if you have reading assigned, do the reading before you go to class?
Oh, yeah. Good call. Can I ask about tablets for those of you who like them really quick? Do you find that you remember more with the tablet or with writing by hand?
I mean, it still is writing by hand.
It is still writing by hand, but like on a
Yeah.
tablet, right? Okay.
Yeah, and what's really cool is like you circle it and you can move it over and like delete something. I don't know, Mary showed me all kind of crazy stuff.
Okay.
I think it's easier, cause like tablet, like it's easier, you don't have to like keep buying notebook or wasted pencil. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I've been using a tablet for my whole entire school year, so I'm just like, I've never used it. So if I like use a notebook and just like, I'm not writing, I usually, like, I write big and I'm like, oh, I don't like this while I'm writing.
Okay.
Notebook.
Okay.
And a tablet, you can like, change the way you write.
Okay.
So it looks fun and like,
Yeah. Interactive.
yeah. Cool.
Okay.
The other thing to do during lecture is really listen for your professor. When your professor says, this is a key point, all in all, let's summarize this. You'll see this, know this. All of that stuff, that means that it's pretty important. So like put a neon light around that thing, star it, whatever you need to do, different colors. If your professor repeats information, that means they really like it. You'll probably see it again. Yeah, and also if a professor gets like super stoked about something that they're trying to tell you, then they probably also kind of like it.
And it'll come up again.
So I know with me for my classes, I'm always like, here, we're doing something on the board, and then I'll say, this is going to be on the exam. And I literally say that, absolutely.
But what if I have a professor who doesn't do that? What if it's really hard to tell by their verbal cues? Like,
Well,
what are some like maybe like subtle? Can we think of maybe more subtle cues? Besides, because Dr. Larson, you are one of a kind. I mean, yes, you get excited about certain parts of chemistry that you know, but maybe the professors who are just kind of like, it's harder to tell. What are some, like, okay, you got to know this. The following factors, that's kind of more, yeah, I like that. Anything? What do you think?
maybe like anything that's written up on the board.
Anything they write on the board, yeah.
Although I know maybe some professors do not use whiteboards, I'm not sure.
Or the slides, like content of, like, because some of them will be like, you'll see this, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think one of the key tells, if you will, is if they do have something on the board and they move away from it to make sure everyone can see it.
Ooh, yeah.
And then they move to the other side, and make sure the other side can see it.
Mhm.
It's like, hey, I want you to see this. Why do they want you to see this? Because they're probably gonna test you on it.
Yeah,
So, I mean, just little subtle cues in their body language can go a long way.
yeah, observation skill, okay.
Well, sometimes we just have to get in the mindset, like Sophia was saying, oh, well, sometimes I don't feel like doing this stuff. You guys all have felt that, I know it. We have all felt that. But sometimes we just have to play a trick with ourselves in our mind. So we have to like pretend that we like it. We have to be dedicated. We have to focus. We have to have persistence, and we have to have humility. So this is a funny picture. It says a little while ago he was busy with Facebook, but now face on book. Ha 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 ha. That's really funny. So at night, I can't do anything. At night, I'm tired and I'll say, I'll do this tomorrow. Forget about it. I'm too tired. I can't focus. I'm just gonna go do this real quick. No. If you start early in the morning, like start early, just like Sophia was saying, and it'll make you feel so much more productive all day. And you'll feel good at the end of the day. You're gonna be like, yes, I totally ate that. I ate that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I mean, I've done this before. My roommate took a picture of me falling asleep, all my stuff.
Oh my God.
This was during my PhD. Yes, at night, can't do it. Do it in the morning. All right, so get yourself a notebook or tablet to be engaged. Really taking these notes effectively will really help your success in courses. And the earlier that you start doing this, the better things are going to be. Because if you pick up those habits, then it's just going to be like second nature, really. Oh yeah, and your future self will definitely appreciate that. I'm from the future. Please start studying. I always think about my future self. Always. Like, dude, am I like tonight, Casey gonna be like mad? Did I get all my stuff done? I've got exams to write. Did I start them yet? I did. Items in your notes to include, like, make headers so you know exactly what's going on. I mean, if you start writing some stuff and you don't know what it's for, then that is probably kind of difficult. So what I like to do is I like using asterisks, I bubble, and I definitely use different colors. I love using different colors because it's kind of like crafty, and it makes it more fun for me at least.
And I think that remembering, right, like what Sophia did for the different subjects, like,
Yeah.
like your mind just makes that connection. Yeah, I love that.
Using abbreviations will allow you to take quicker notes. I know that a lot of people will have abbreviations at the front of their notebook, and then they'll just put all of the abbreviations just in case they're going to forget them, kind of like a glossary, but in the front. And one of the things that helps me is if I can summarize whatever I'm talking about, if I can talk about it, then I'm feeling good. I am also one who learns to teach. Like, I love this. I love having people enjoy science. Well, they say that they enjoy it, but that's okay. So this teacher was like, no, I said to summarize the book, but look at, she summarized it with like sunshine and butterfly. That's funny. So funny.
That took me a minute.
Oh. If there's anything that's unfamiliar, look it up. Don't ask to chat GPT. Don't be like, hey, what's this? Actually go look at it and read it and be like, oh, do I not understand this word? Like enzymes. Oh no, I don't know what that is. No, it's something in our body that does things really fast. What is metabolic? Oh gosh, I should probably look that up. Like, look these up yourself. It's so good. And it feels good too, I promise.
About that. So if you do use ChatGPT, let's say like a professor says a word, you're like, oh, and you're just like, I'm gonna pull this up. You might be tempted to do it and they may get it right sometimes. But the term, if you go back to the book or wherever the resource material is, they're gonna have the exact definition of whatever that is. But ChatGPT might be using a completely different synonym and you're gonna get it wrong. Even if it's technically right from ChatGPT, if you go back to the actual source, you're actually gonna get the material, you're gonna understand it better. So it's like a secondary learn. Anyway, that's all I was gonna say. Yeah, yeah.
And if you miss something in lecture, keep like a hold for it so that you can come back and fill it in because you want all of your stuff in one place. Even if it's like all mixed up and you don't know what to do, that's a lyric, my favorite band, 311. If you're all mixed up and don't know what to do, at least just rewrite things to organize them in that manner. It's really, really nice, I promise. Also, what's really effective is when people actually write down their questions. If you have a question, write it down, star it, get an answer. Talk to your prof like right afterwards. If you fill in that gap right afterwards, it's so great. It's great for here. If you look at examples from class and there's a stepwise thing that you're supposed to be doing, write the stepwise thing. Like, okay, so I teach chemistry, and what we'd like to do is put things together to make molecules. And we had just learned how to put things like this together to make that, and like fun drawings. But also you can put like number 1. I need to know this and this and this. Number 2. You know, so if you have that flow chart of things, not only do you take ownership of that, but then that's also there to guide you as you do more and more examples. All right. So I don't know, do you guys review your notes relatively often, a little bit? No, that's okay. That's okay. If you don't, that's fine. But try it out, see what happens. I give quizzes in my class every day. And that's so that people keep doing this stuff. I found that when I give quizzes every day, people are reviewing things. Use your resources for sure. You guys have plenty of resources, whether that's your professors, your peers. We've got peer tutors in K3. You've got learning specialists. We're all here to help you. If we can't help you, we'll definitely get you to the place where you can get the help. Yes?
So another thing too, people say like, I don't know how to start my study time. I get that question sometimes with students, like, this is how you start. You review your notes. If you don't know where to start, of like, I need to sit down and do my studying for my hour or 2 hours a day on this topic, this is how you do it. You start here. You start with reviewing your notes. Yep. Stop.
All right. So I know that sometimes you're not going to be in a class that you love. And it might be painful to sit in there and study and learn, but you have to commit. You guys are here to succeed in life. And as long as you start your habits sooner rather than later, that's really, really gonna help you as you move on. All right, so my takeaways for study time. I'm early in the morning. Early in the morning, I'm gonna sit and focus. I'm not gonna have any distractions. You know what I do with my phone? I put it in a drawer. I put it in a drawer right when I get home, and then I look at it at 5:30 in the morning, and I missed a lot of stuff, but that's okay. Don't have notifications. If you're on your computer, silence those things. You want to be able to focus on what you're focusing on. Don't break up that focus. You know what I mean? Do you need 7 through? Like, come on. I hear that this is the best stuff ever. Still haven't gone, but get your coffee, get your tea, get your matcha, whatever you need. Starburst. Get it, sit down, have it there, be happy. If you need some colored pens, yes, do it. Colored pens, and enjoy the process. Even if you're not, tell yourself you do. Make it fun in some sort of way. You are capable. You can do this. I really, really enjoyed this quote here. It says, success is not the key to happiness, but happiness is the key to success. If you love what you're doing, you will be successful. And the reason why I like this is because it rings true with me. I'm happy because I love what I do. I am here. This is not work at all for me. I'm stoked when I come in, like walking on campus, looking at the trees. I'm like, yes, I'm here. I get to hang out with you guys. Like this is the ultimate. So if we can think that way, then maybe it'll just happen. All right, so I like repurposing my notes in places that I like. When I was trying to come up with this talk, I was like, how am I going to start with this? How am I going to start? So I tried like writing down things, putting it in an outline. That did not work for me. Didn't work. So I needed something else. So I got a bunch of Post-its and I started writing on Post-its and all this kind of stuff. I put this up on the wall in my office. And I was like, okay, well, now I have things kind of organized. Kind of. But you know what? Some of the time you might be doing things and you need to change things. So yeah, maybe this worked for a moment, but it might not work all the time. So we have to adjust. Yeah, connect with that material. Have fun with it. I like making silly things. And so cation. So the cation is just something in chemistry that's positively charged, and that's a cat, and cats have paws. And so like, see, stupid stuff, but it kind of works. It kind of works. Connect everything with creative ways. If you activate your intellectual curiosity, that is the best. You'll learn even more. Like my son always wants to know this and this and that. Like this kid, Mom, how do you make element number 118? I don't know. So I looked it up. I mean, I don't remember. It's just like bombarding. It only lasts for 80 milliseconds, but like, just be curious about anything. It doesn't matter. Try to learn one thing a day. If you can summarize and paraphrase your topics, you can hold that conversation. Hold that conversation with your friends. Like I see these two always in the library. They're always sitting right by my office and they are just hunkering down and crushing.
Or with a teddy bear, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. So, okay, I have silly things. This is an exam question that a couple of you saw in chemistry a couple weeks ago. Now, the way that I like to look at multiple choice, because multiple choice scares me. I don't like it. I get anxious. So what I like to do is I like to not even look at any of these choices. Don't look at any of them. What I like to do is say, okay, well, what the heck am I doing here? Okay, this is some type of compound. It's some kind of compound. There are two types of molecules. These two types of molecules, we know, anyone? Anyone want one? What type of molecule? Ionic and covalent, yay! And so it's like, okay, well, now I know these, but what's the difference between them? Because when you ask why, and when you broaden things, it's going to help you. Ionic things are made from a metal and a non-metal. So then you ask yourself, well, is this thing a metal? What do you guys think? Aluminum, is that a metal? Oh, for sure, absolutely. So that must mean it's an ionic compound. Okay, well, how do I name these things? Come back down to real life. Bring something from your class into real life that helps you. I know we all know what NaCl is. Sodium chloride, right? We eat it. We know what CO2 is. Carbon dioxide. These are just normal things, and you know how to say them. So we can take that and roll it down into this, it would help you. So since this is ionic, you just name it, right? So have these silly little things as you're moving through these types of questions. I didn't look at any of these. I didn't look at any of them. It helps tremendously if you have anxiety when it comes to multiple choice.
That's a great idea. I love it.
Instructors like to give a bunch of stuff to help you out. Some instructors give you lecture notes. Some of them will provide topics lists or homework, maybe some additional practice problems or practice exams. If your professor gives you this stuff, you should utilize it. I mean, they put time into it for a reason. You're here for a reason. And so roll with it. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, go to your prof, go to a friend, anything to answer these questions. Remember that we do give you free peer tutoring, access to the learning specialists. We have so many things here, and we just want you to succeed, not only in academia, but in life. I like to always imagine the types of questions that I'm going to get asked. So when I teach lab courses and there's quizzes, I will go to my class and say, think about a question that can be asked on the quiz next week. And then you see all of these people brainstorming and coming up with questions. It's hard to come up with a question. If you can come up with that, then you can also think of different variations. Those variations, that happens, right? If your professor is asking you one thing and there happens to be an opposite, they'll probably ask for the opposite, right? So explore all of these things, repurpose those questions. All right. One of the things that might be really difficult is to self-reflect. I know that we kind of don't want to do that, but we do have to self-assess. I need to know where my holes are so that I can plug those up and so that I can be better. And I know my weaknesses. I do. And I work on them still to this day. Like I still do. If you want to excel, you can't just look at things. You have to act. You have to commit. And even though you might be going like, hey, I have an exam tomorrow, the professor's thinking the same thing. So you're not alone. We're all in this together. All right, so before an exam, don't cram. No, start early. Start early in little pieces. It'll be easier that way. Eat before your exam. I promise.
Yes.
If you can get to campus early and just review things or just feel better that you're here, if that will kind of pull down your stress a little bit, your anxiety, that's worth it. That's worth it. If you need a ritual to hype yourself up, do it. Like, hey, do you need to dance? Do you need to talk to yourself? A lot of times when I get here in the morning, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, no one is in the parking lot. And so for my day, I just listen to a song really, really loud and sing my heart out. But then it's very embarrassing if someone like pulls in right next to me. That's really embarrassing. But like, that is my hype. That is my hype. So hype yourself, however you. I like to tell my students to brain dump things. So if you have something that you really, really need to know on an exam, right when you get that exam, write that stuff down before it's gone, because you might need it. And as you get anxious through an exam, you'll be thankful that you have these notes here. And so I just pulled these from, yeah, this is an exam from Gen Chem, and this was a great brain dump. And so as I was going through the exam, I just took a picture of it. You guys don't need to know what any of this stuff means, but like, I am so proud of this student for doing that. Absolutely.
Can I add?
Dr. Roach.
Can I add? Okay, so maybe you're gonna do. I was gonna say, annotate that exam, because what happens, so I give essay exams more likely, and what sometimes happens is students get caught in one direction, they don't realize they're not answering the second half of the question. So I always tell people, annotate it, look at all the things you have to do and make sure when you think you're done, that you actually are done. So take note right on the exam. Yes.
Good idea.
Tattoo that.
Yeah.
For sure. During the exam, so one of the things that I really liked to do is just like kind of scan through the exam. I'm going to do the ones that I know, boom, boom, boom first. And that's because if I come into a trick question, I want to be able to have a little bit more time and not freak out that I haven't seen the rest of it. Plus, if you get to do all the ones you know first, that is way better than going in order. So answer those easy questions first. Try to focus on each question. And just like Dr. Roach said, like write all over your exam, write whatever you can, anything about that question. It helps, I promise. I like illustrations. I like to draw things. Drawing's kind of fun. Again, creativity, crafty, blah, blah. If there's anything you can draw it. Like, it'll be fun. I promise. Okay, so remember how I said I didn't like this? That worked for me to get things into a place. So all my Post-its on my wall. I had this for a while, and then all of a sudden I was like, no, this isn't working for me. I don't like it. So I had to change because I wasn't being active with my Post-its on the wall anymore. So I ended up making like a fun cloudy thing that we used to do in grade school. These are great. And so if you have to change the way you're doing things, that's okay. You're adapting, you're figuring out what you need. This stuff's always going to change depending on what you are looking at. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that we're staying on time.
Great.
I thank you very much for letting me speak to you today. I would love to answer any questions that you might have. Questions are not dumb, by the way.
Yes. Oh, wait.
Dr. Davis.
Davis and then Kevin. Yeah.
Kevin, go ahead.
I just have some comments.
Yes, make comments. Yes.
She was fabulous.
So thank you
Yeah.
so much. That was awesome. Just to kind of like supplement that, a few things, and I'll be concise. Number one, note taking. There's a strong correlation between the tangibility of writing notes and retention and understanding. So even if like your professor provides PDFs or something like with the slides, actually studying those slides and writing at the same time will help you retain and understand the information better. So something to consider. Number two, please ask questions in class. One of the things I really hate about my classes is when the students just sit there and look at me blankly and I ask them if they understand the material. It's not stupid. If you don't understand it, most likely other people in the class don't understand it either. So please be brave enough to ask, or even after class, if you don't feel comfortable doing it, just come up to the professor afterwards, because we need to know that you understand the material. It also helps us to teach you better. So please feel free to do that as much as possible. I swear it'll save you. And then finally, exams. You guys are always stressed out about exams, but believe it or not, we get stressed out about making them because we have to make them fair. We have to make them in a way in which, you actually understand the questions, how to answer them properly. And many times, actually, professors will design the exam in a way in which certain answers that you provide can answer other questions.
Yeah.
So if you know how the exam works, you can actually answer a large portion of the material in many cases. So take that into consideration. Do not take for granted the formatting of the exam itself, because you might actually find things in there that can help you answer other portions. And that's basically what I was saying.
Call those nugs.
Nug. Yeah,
Easter egg.
there you go.
Little nugs.
Yes, Dr. Davis.
Yeah, the one thing that I was gonna say is never underestimate the power of being early as opposed to being late. So I want you to imagine something for a moment. Those of you who live in Founder's Woods, you're walking across the street and all of a sudden, oh, there's a gaggle of geese and I've got my exam in 30 minutes.
Maybe yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's like suddenly, oh, I only live 3 minutes away, but boom, there's gaggle of geese and now you're late for your exam. Or if you're a commuter, gee, I'm doing good, I got good time going, and next thing you know, boom, there's an accident 3 miles up the road. So never underestimate the power of being early. On exam days, you know what, if you get to campus a little early, find one of those study notes that she was talking about. Get your notes out, do a little pre-prep stuff. Because I tell you, on an exam day, I and almost every professor out there will say, I would rather have you there early than have you be there late. I know some professors on campus who will close the door and lock it and you won't come in.
Yeah.
At 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever time. So please think about what she said, getting stuff done early in the morning. It really does make a difference. Well, thank you, Dr. Larson.
Thank you. That was great. Oh, did you have,
I'm sorry.
yeah, that's okay.
So you just reminded me of the time management thing. And you mentioned aspects of like procrastination as well. One thing that has helped me, because I as a student, I was very bad at time management. One thing that I found out is that you can't cure procrastination. You're probably wondering, okay, why are you telling me this? This is just horrible, right? You're just making me feel pessimistic about life. But no, but you can manage your procrastination. So what I like to do personally, and maybe this will help you, is that I like to time my procrastination instead of my goals or what I need to do. So I'll time like when I take a break instead of actually timing when I need to get something done. I know it sounds kind of strange, but if you can like manage that, it'll make it a lot easier to complete your stuff or your assignments. Because yeah, if you're a procrastinator, you're going to always want to procrastinate, but just try to schedule the time in which you procrastinate, and then it'll make it a lot easier for you to do it.
Yeah, great. Thank you. All right, this is the QR code for attendance. So go ahead and scan it. I also have it here if you can't get it on the board for some reason, or the QR code for there. So
And for your belongings, I will only take your signature and ID. I won't take the QR code.
thanks for those who joined online. Take care, everybody.